Most people waste their entire lives trying to look smart, and it's making them stupid. You nod when you don't understand. You fake it in meetings. You pretend you know things you don't. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. Every time you do this, you get dumber. But here's the twist that'll mess with your head. The smartest people on Earth, they act dumb on purpose. And that's exactly why they're geniuses. Think I'm crazy? Let me prove it to you. Right now, you're probably scared of one thing: looking like an idiot. So you do what everyone does. You protect your image. You defend your opinions. You never admit when you're lost. But here's what's actually happening in your brain. You're shutting down. Learning stops. Growth dies. All because you're terrified of looking dumb for 5 seconds. Meanwhile, there's this other type of person. They walk into rooms full of experts and ask questions like, "What does that word mean?" Or, "Can you say that again, but simpler?" Everyone thinks they're slow. But guess what happens next? They're the only ones who actually understand what's going on, while everyone else is drowning in confusion, pretending they get it. This isn't just some feel-good advice. This is how the world actually works. You know Newton, the guy who figured out gravity? His big breakthrough came from asking the dumbest question imaginable. Why do things fall down? That's it. A question any 5-year-old would ask. But adults don't ask it because it sounds too obvious, too simple, too dumb. Einstein did the same thing. What would happen if I rode on a beam of light? Sounds like something a kid would wonder about, right? That childish question led to the theory of relativity. It changed everything we know about the universe. Here's the pattern. Genius doesn't start with knowing everything. It starts with admitting you know nothing. But we've got it backwards. We think smart people have all the answers. Wrong. Smart people have all the questions. Watch a toddler for 5 minutes. Why is the sky blue? Why do dogs bark? Why? It's annoying, sure, but it's also genius in action. They learn faster than any adult because they're not embarrassed to sound clueless. They just want to know. When did you stop doing that? When did asking questions become shameful? Let me give you a real situation. You're at work. Your boss explains some new process. You're completely lost. What do? Option 1, nod along. Act like you get it. Then spend the next week struggling in private, making mistakes, looking actually stupid. Option 2, raise your hand. Sorry, can you walk me through that one more time? I want to make sure I understand. Which one makes you look smarter in the long run? Here's the crazy part. When you pick option 2, something magical happens. Half the room relaxes. Because they were just as confused as you. You just had the courage to speak up. Now, you're the person with clarity. Everyone else is still faking it. This works everywhere. In relationships, someone says, "You don't understand me." Instead of arguing, try this. "You're right, help me understand better." Watch their face change. Watch the conversation shift. Watch understanding actually happen. The secret isn't being right. The secret is being curious. But here's why most people can't do this. Ego. Your brain is wired to protect your image. It'll make you defend ideas you don't even believe, just to avoid looking wrong. That's the trap. Your ego is keeping you ignorant. Smart people figured this out. They realized something powerful. Looking dumb for 30 seconds is better than staying dumb forever. They ask the obvious questions. They admit when they're confused. They start conversations with, "I might be wrong, but..." And that humility, that's what opens doors to real learning. Studies prove this. People with beginner's mindset solve problems faster than experts. Why? Because experts get stuck in old patterns. Beginners see fresh possibilities. Acting dumb forces you to think from scratch. No assumptions, no shortcuts, just pure curiosity. Here's your challenge. Next time you don't understand something, don't hide it. Embrace it. Ask the dumb question. Request the simple explanation. Yes, you might feel exposed for a moment, but that moment of discomfort, that's the price of getting smarter. Because here's the final truth that changes everything. The dumbest thing you can do is pretend to be smart. The smartest thing you can do is admit you're not. Genius lives in questions, not answers. In curiosity, not certainty. In the courage to look foolish while everyone else plays it safe. So stop performing intelligence. Start pursuing it. Ask more. Assume less. Question everything. That's not being dumb. That's being brave enough to get smart. If this hit different, smash that subscribe button. And tell me in the comments, what's one dumb question you've been afraid to ask? Let's normalize curiosity over cleverness.